Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you, but let me just finish the settings. Okay, perfect. So it's really nice talking to you. My name is Esther.
Oh, nice to meet you.
My name is Esther. Sorry,
Nice. Oh, it's
can you
okay.
hear me?
Nice to meet you. My
Can
name
you
is
hear
Anna. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
me? Okay. So my name is Esther. I was the one actually sending the messages on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice to finally meet you.
Then Samuel is like the lead, like kind of the founder. We work as a team. So
Okay.
I'm in charge of the social media, and so he's the one that sends the mails, the one in your inbox giving you the thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Is it just the two of you guys?
No,
Or
no.
there's more?
Yeah, we have some guys that do the graphics. We have people that do the content. So we are
Oh,
like up to 10 in the team.
wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we
that's
just
nice.
started though. This should be
Okay.
our third month.
Oh, okay, wow. That's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good initiative.
Yeah, it says we're hoping that it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it will for sure.
Yeah. So I really like your profile.
Oh,
It's
thank
like
you.
I don't know, like I'm so amazed that I was telling a friend that
Yeah.
I was wondering why someone actually did a PhD in chemistry. And
I know it's rare. It's not normal.
because like PhD chemistry used to be like a very tough one for me back in school. I was like, wow, this is amazing, this is nice. This person must be super smart doing this. Honestly.
Yeah, I know everyone says that, but I always just say like it's hard work, so you just need to work hard, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it.
Oh.
It's interesting.
Yeah, you should like it because you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, where are you from? What's your name?
So yeah, my name is Anna Ampaw, and originally I'm from Ghana.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so my parents are from Ghana. They were born there. I was born here in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so currently right now I live in Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
actually thought you're in the US. I didn't know it.
Oh no, I'm in Canada, not in the US.
So how is Canada? How has it been for you?
I mean, I've been here all my life, so I'm used to
Wow.
it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm used to it. I like it. It's a nice country. It's fairly safe. Um, yeah, I don't really have complaints. It's like my little comfort zone. Like I can't really see myself living outside of Canada because I'm used to it.
Wow. You must really like Canada. And most like recently most people are kind of migrating to Canada, so you should be seeing a lot of
Exactly.
black faces around now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria, but currently I'm in Dubai.
Oh, nice. What are
So
you
you
doing in
notice
Dubai?
it's kind of late. It's like
Yeah,
8 p.m. over here.
yeah. It's like bright and sunny. It's 12 p.m. over here.
I'm schooling, but I stay with my sister too.
Oh, okay. What are you doing in school?
Nutrition, nutrition and dietetics.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, I'm doing my master's in
Oh,
nutrition.
wow. Why did you choose Dubai? That's random.
Yeah, like okay, actually I came here last year to stay with my sister. Then
Mhm.
decision led to decision. Then I'm doing my master's here.
Oh, okay,
It
wow.
just happened, like
Yeah,
just happened.
yeah, I can relate.
At some point I really wanted to come to Canada. I was trying University of
Um,
Manitoba. I tried um Newfoundland, like a
mm,
lot of schools, but I think
yeah,
for a science masters you need a supervisor. And
exactly.
so it's really, but I'm hoping that maybe for PhD somebody might take interest to me.
Yeah, definitely. Even if you're able to get funding too, it'll be easier for
Yeah,
you as well. Yeah.
hoping. So let me just go straight into the interview. Let me not waste so much of your time.
Okay, no problem. So are you recording this?
Yes, I am. We're going to
Oh.
post it on our YouTube. We have a YouTube page. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Then I'll kind of give a summary of what we say. I'll do the write-up for you. Then we'll
Okay,
post it
cool.
on Medium. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask your brief biography, stuff like that. Just
Okay.
I think we've done that, but let's just start formally.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
Okay. So I will need a brief biography of yourself, like your name, where you're from.
Okay, so hi, my name is Anna. I'm 28 years old and I'm a PhD student in chemistry. I was born in Canada, in Halifax actually, which is on the east side of Canada, but currently I live in Ottawa, Ontario, which is the capital of Canada.
So what drives your passion to do a PhD in chemistry?
So I decided to do a PhD in chemistry I honestly kind of just fell into it. It wasn't anything that I had planned to do. I didn't grow up thinking that I was going to do a PhD in chemistry, but rather I wanted to be a dentist. So that was like my lifelong goal, to look at teeth for my whole life. But after several tries of getting into dental school, I think I tried about 3 times and I got rejected all 3 times. So I took a different path and I decided to pursue chemistry because I liked it. And I always found that I was good in chemistry in my undergrad program. So I started off with doing a master's in chemistry, but still in my mind, I was hoping that I would I would go to dental school. But then after trying to get into dental school after my master's and failing at that, then I was like, okay, well, I can either work or I can do more education. And I decided to do more education by doing a PhD because I found a supervisor that I really liked and his research was really interested in me. So I was like, why not? And yeah, here I am.
Well, what did you do for your undergraduate? What course of study?
I did biopharmaceutical science. And so I specialize in medicinal chemistry. So it's a strand of chemistry. It's a mix of, I would say, genomics, like biology, biochemistry, chemistry, and pharmacology.
Okay, so what do you think must have been the reason for not picking you for dental school? Is it like your background is not enough, or?
Yeah, so I only applied to schools in Canada, and the way they select dental students in Canada is that they only look at their grades. So you just have to submit a transcript, and you also have to take an entry test, which is the DATs, similar to the MCATs, but a little different. And so I personally thought that my grades were competitive, but I guess just because they don't look at you as a whole, right? They're just looking specifically at your grades. I guess my grades weren't competitive enough. So there was just a lot of competition, I guess.
But at least you're doing what you love, so.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. If I had gotten into dental school, I wouldn't have found that my passion is actually chemistry, so I'm glad I took this route in the end.
So what's your project topic? What are you working on currently?
So I'm working in I would say it's a lab that's mixed between biology and chemistry, but specifically we work with carbohydrate synthesis. And so the scope of my project is to build small molecule carbohydrates that are going to act as cryoprotectants to prevent the ice recrystallization during cryopreservation. So essentially what we do is that we build small molecules, and these small molecules will be introduced into the cryopreservation of, for example, different cell types and tissues. And so they'll prevent the ice growth or the ice recrystallization during cryopreservation, because it's been found that when you do freeze cells to preserve them, you get ice recrystallization, which is when ice crystals grow larger. And so this ends up killing the cells. So if we can prevent the damage of ice during cryopreservation, then we'll have more viable cells to use in the end.
The topic sounds very interesting and complex too.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I like it.
So how has it been easy? Like, how has it been like managing your social life and your work life?
Yeah, it's honestly still a struggle. Like every day I'm struggling to like try to keep up, and I feel like I think that's like with everyone though. I don't think anyone can ever master how to balance everything, especially when you have so many things going on. Because first of all, being a full-time PhD student is just, it's like your life, like you literally have to dedicate your life to your research. But then at the same time, I want to have a good work life balance as well. And I don't want to just focus on school 100% because then I know I'm going to go crazy. So then I like to one day I'll like focus completely on school. And then the next day, maybe just like take a break, talk to friends, hang out with friends. So I find it's difficult to balance, work and your personal life, but at the same time, I think it's really necessary. But I'm very thankful for this pandemic because it's allowed all of us to kind of just like take a break and just, realize that my whole life doesn't revolve around school. There's other aspects to my life that I can work on. So during this time, I've been really just busy and just like building side projects and doing like extracurricular things, so that I can add to like my resume and not just 100% be research.
Yeah. So what do you do for fun?
So for fun, honestly, I do a mix of things. So I like staying at home and Netflixing, but then also I really like going out too and just doing like adventurous stuff. Like I like traveling, going on road trips, going on like hikes, finding new spots, like restaurant spots, hanging out with friends, just anything that's just chill.
From your profile, I could see that you like finding out spots because most of your pictures are in the garden or somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So have you ever thought that science is limited to guys, or have you ever been at a place in your life where you felt science is just for guys, it's not for me?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it was mainly during my undergrad. So in high school, I never really thought like that just because I guess you're not really exposed to much, right? But in my undergrad, when I started, doing science courses and having labs and looking at like the professors that were teaching, looking at the TAs that I had in my lab, I noticed that there was like the women were a minority, and specifically colored women were like a serious minority. Like I don't think I've ever had a Black female professor or a Black female TA before. It's very, very rare. And so a lot of times when you look at a field and you don't see people that are like you, it kind of just discourages you from going into that field, right? So I definitely find that even just the higher and higher I'm going in my education, I find that I'm becoming more and more of the minority, not just being a woman, but also being Black as well. Like, for example, I've gone to many conferences where I've presented, and I'm usually only, if not, there's maybe like one other person, but I'm usually only the only Black female.
Wow.
And the amount of females that are there as well are very limited. So I do find that there's a huge bias when it comes to science and even just seeking higher education in science too.
Yeah. A friend of mine was asking me one time, was like, why are you guys focused on women? Why did you say just women? And I was thinking, and I felt, if you've not walked the shoes of someone, you will never understand the pain of being in that field. You just feel like these people are just trying to create a difference in the world, trying to separate the men from the women. But I think most people don't understand that being a woman, it's not so easy. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, And even just like thinking about my career as a whole, like what always kind of scares me is just like, how am I going to balance? Because obviously one day I want to have a family, right? So it's like, how am I going to balance, having a family, being on mat leave for however many times, and then, building my career at the same time in science where it's very demanding. So it's also it's something that I think about as well, but looking to see that there are some women that have done it kind of encourages me at the same time.
That's nice. So has there been any humiliating or tears-driven moments in your course? Like have there been times you wanted to give up?
Oh, all the time. Like, yeah, that's like every day.
Wow. So like, what makes you want to give up?
So a lot of things, especially with research and specifically chemical research, when you're doing like synthesis as well, when you're doing synthetic reactions and trying to like build molecules and make things and just you can't get something to work. Like there's so many times where I've been trying to make like a specific compound and just nothing's working. And it's like you're following all the procedures. It's not like I'm making up a new protocol. I'm following procedures that have been done before and it's just not working. Like for example, my first year of my PhD, I would count it as a waste. I mean, it wasn't a waste because obviously like I got experience in just like lab techniques and everything. But if I could say like, if you would ask me, okay, what do you have to show for your first year of your PhD? Like, what have you accomplished? What did you make? I have nothing to show. Because like, time after time, I would try reaction after reaction and just nothing would work. So I remember during the first year of my PhD, it was just such a struggle to get myself up in the morning and get to the lab because it's like, now I'm going to go and face another failure where reactions aren't going to work anymore. Yeah, so a lot of times, that kind of thing happens to me where you get discouraged. But the one thing that helped me is just looking at like the bigger picture of like, why am I here? Because it's like when you focus on those little failures, you can't, like it blindsides you and it prevents you from seeing like your potential and where exactly you're going to end up after you finish, right? And so one thing that really kept me was that I had a goal. Like I know exactly what I want to do afterwards. And so I know that if I let these failures discourage me, then I'm not going to be able to achieve that goal.
So how was your supervisor? Was it helpful during those moments?
Yeah, so thankfully, like I've been blessed with a really great supervisor, like very, very helpful, very supportive. And I think that as a supervisor and just, supervising a lot of grad students, like, the struggle. It's not anything new where you have a grad student that can't get some reactions to work. I mean, it's chemistry, like it's not uncommon. So yeah, he was very supportive, always encouraged me. Like he wasn't the kind of supervisor that would yell at you if you didn't get something to work or you're taking too long to accomplish a project. So yeah, I've been blessed with a really good supervisor, very supportive. And it's really nice that he's able to help you through those situations, and not just put you down, but also he's able to motivate you to keep on trying at the same time.
Oh, that's really nice. Mm-hmm. So like, can you just tell, because like I'm going to post this, so can you tell us about your job? What do you think will be the job prospects after your PhD study? Yeah,
so I'm getting close to the end, so I've really been thinking about that as of late. There's a lot of options, I can say, like there's a lot of different avenues that I can go into, but specifically I think that I do want to end up going into academia and teaching in a university and having my own lab group as a principal investigator. But it's just getting there. So getting there may be a struggle, but hopefully that I will be able to get there. So that's one thing that I think I want to do. Another avenue that I think I want to explore too is maybe going into industry, into the private sector in drug design and drug synthesis. So that's one avenue as well. So right now I'm just kind of weighing my options, casting my net out wide. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see where I end up.
What do you think are the job prospects for someone that's about to take an undergraduate in chemistry or industrial chemistry? Because as Blacks, we are faced with a lot of challenges. Like in Nigeria, let's talk for Nigeria, most people in sciences will say that they don't see any reason doing that course because there's no market for it.
Exactly. So that's the thing, doing just an applied science course, or not even applied science course, but like a physical science course, you may not think that there's a lot of job prospects, but to be honest, you won't exactly know until you talk to people and until you actually get in the field. Because like I said, there's a lot of things that I could do. The pharmaceutical industry is a huge, huge industry, and they're always looking for synthetic chemists. If your thing is synthetic chemistry, that's a huge field. Even there's a lot of different chemical companies in which they would benefit from, you working there as well. Cosmetic companies as well. They're always looking for cosmetic chemists, where else? Even the government, the public sector as well. There's always some research jobs that you can find in the public sector. Like I said before, there's always academia. If you want to teach, that's always there too. What else? Even consulting, to be honest. I had a friend actually who graduated from doing a PhD in chemistry, or actually, no, sorry, she did a master's in chemistry, and now she's going into patent law. So that's another thing too. Say after, if you want to go into law school and become a patent lawyer, it's very good because you have that knowledge of chemistry, which can help you in that field as well. So yeah, there's a lot of different job prospects that you can go into. It's not just limited to, academia or limited to like working in a lab. Just because you have a PhD in chemistry or a master's in chemistry doesn't mean that you always have to work in a lab. There's a lot of different, if you're the kind of person that wants a desk job, there's a lot of different desk jobs in the private and the public sector that you can go into that will also use your knowledge of chemistry as well.
Okay, do you think that if chemistry, like, it's lucrative, do you think the pay is high? What do you think about that stuff?
Yeah, again, it depends. Obviously, it depends where you live, and it depends what kind of job you have. For example, I'll use my supervisor as an example, actually. Okay. So he's been teaching in university, I think, like, ever since I was born. So like 20-something years. And so, yeah, he started out in academia, with his own lab group, started teaching and everything. And then got tenured at a university. But then now he still teaches and is still in academia, but he's branched out and created his own company.
Wow.
With the molecules that we've been making. And he sells those to different bio companies, different pharmaceutical companies. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. You can even start your own business. And obviously when you start your own business, like, you have no pay grade. You can make as much money, it's very lucrative. So that's an option as well. In terms of academia, obviously there is a cap on how much you can get paid. But the pay, I think, depending again where you live, I think the pay is also very good in academia. Pharmaceutical companies, they have money. So being a chemist, and working your way up to like a senior chemist position, I'm sure you can get paid a lot. I'm sure it's very lucrative. So again, it depends what field you're in, depends where you live, it depends what kind of job you're looking for. But I wouldn't go into chemistry with the mindset of you won't get paid as much or it's not very lucrative, because to be honest, I just feel like money can come from anywhere. Like, depending on, like, that's the kind of mindset that I kind of have, where I'm not just going to count out a career because I don't think it's lucrative. It's more like, how can I use my knowledge in this career to like gain wealth?
Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot has been said, like, sorry for cutting you. I just don't want to forget what I want to say. Like recently, a lot has been said. Most people have felt that the educational system is a mess and has not been able to provide them the jobs that they're looking for. And some people have even encouraged people not to pursue a PhD degree, a master's degree. Some will even go as far as saying don't even go to the university. I don't know, what's your take on that? Like,
so I've heard that a lot. I was on Twitter the other day, and there's a girl who posted something that was like, she got her PhD in, can't remember what science, but it was some kind of science. And she was saying that 5 years later, she thinks it was a waste. She doesn't think that.
I saw that too.
Yeah, she doesn't think that a PhD is useful. And it's like, I looked at it and I was like, I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, it depends on who you are as a person. Because the way I look at it is knowledge is power, you know? So no matter how much knowledge you have, it's always gonna be useful to at least something. But your job is, how are you gonna apply that knowledge? You know, because I can be the smartest person in the world. Like, I have a PhD, I'm gonna be a doctor in chemistry, right? I can be like the most knowledgeable person in the world. But if I don't use that knowledge, I'm not gonna make anything of it. You know, then I'm gonna look back and be like, oh, well, my PhD is useful because is not useful because I didn't use the knowledge that I gained. So I don't really think that we should look at, you know, education, or we should look at like a degree as not being useful and saying that, oh, it's outdated, we don't need masters anymore, we don't need PhD anymore. But rather, I think you should look at it in terms of, okay, how am I, you know, if I do get a master's, how am I going to use this knowledge to make money or to better the world? You know, if I do get a PhD, how am I going to use this knowledge that I've gained to make money or master the world? Like, for example, I haven't only learned just chemistry from my PhD. I've learned life skills, I've learned interpersonal skills, I've learned communication skills, so many skills that I've learned specifically from my PhD. So even if I go on to a career that I don't use what I've learned, like in terms of like chemistry that I've learned in my PhD, I'm still never gonna say that my PhD was useless, you know, because of all the other skills I've learned, you know, on how to communicate properly, how to get proper presentations, how to do scientific writing, how to write journal articles. All these skills are so translational in life, you know, where it's like, I still, no matter what, I'll always say that I'm glad I did a PhD because of everything that I've learned.
Yeah, that's true. That's really important. But like, I've been wondering, you know, people in tech, like all these people that are into programming, coding, they could do this kind of like self-development, teach themselves to code. And I personally feel it's not applicable to all fields. But I don't know what's your thought on that. Like for chemistry, I don't think I can just sit and teach myself and just say I don't need school and become a very, I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, like, I mean, it depends on the field. Like you said, for chemistry, you know, you can't just read a textbook and be like, okay, I'm now a self-declared chemist. Yeah. Because you haven't actually put it into practice. There's different techniques that you need to learn, which I guess, yeah, maybe you can learn it from YouTube, but at the same time, like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like some things.
You need a lab sometimes.
Yeah, you need a lab. Yeah, like in some fields, like coding, like you said, you know, you can sit behind your computer and learn how to code and make a business out of it. But to become a doctor, like a medical doctor, you can't just read a textbook, watch some YouTube videos and be like, okay, I'm now a doctor, and start practicing on people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, it definitely depends on the field. I like, when it comes to education, I feel like education is more useful than school, if that makes sense, because school is like an institution, right? Yeah. So I feel like, you know, you can get through this life without going to school, but you can't get through this life without being educated.
Like that, like.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say education is definitely more important than school.
So what drives you into your scientific adventure? Like, what's your passion?
I would say my passion is just to help people. I would say that's pretty much what drives me, to get to a level where I can give back to my community and I can help raise people in their careers and help encourage people to pursue their dreams and to pursue their dreams in STEM, despite who they are.
Okay. So this is like the last question. So what would be your words like of encouragement to a girl out there that is still left in the darkness, still confused whether I should pursue a scientific degree or not? What will you say to that lady, that little girl?
I would say that don't let any thing discourage them. So whether it be like if you don't get a good grades, or if you think something is hard, because the way I look at things is that at first things are always going to be hard. Like it's not like I've always found chemistry easy. At one point it was difficult, but the more and more you work at something, the more easier things become. So don't be discouraged by a challenge. And also going through, the schooling system, don't be discouraged by bad grades as well. I got a C in biology, and I think it was like first year biology. Yeah. And I got like some C's and B's. My GPA wasn't perfect, and I've heard many stories where people's GPAs weren't perfect. They failed first year chemistry, they failed bio, all this kind of stuff, but they still made it. So I would say that, it's all about the mindset and what are you passionate about? What is it that you want to do in your life? Whatever you're passionate about, whatever it is that you want to do, never let anything discourage you. Never let a challenge or never let difficulties or never let bad grades discourage you from getting to where you want to be.
That's true. They should always try to, like, there was a time I said something that no one motivates you the way you motivate yourself. So you should always find the motivation around you.
Exactly.
And look at the greater picture of what you're looking for.
Exactly.
And that's absolutely true. I really had an amazing moment with you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
You look so quiet. So like, please be quiet.
I do?
Yeah, you look so calm and very quiet. And I hope that with time we still have opportunities like this. In the next section, that when we are big, we could do like a live section where you can encourage people, because like mostly the craze that is happening in developing countries, like say Africa, is the whole immigration. Everybody wants to migrate and stuff. So maybe we'll talk about how a career in chemistry can help or boost your migration status, your immigration status. I think people would like to hear stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely. Just let me know.
How to get a good supervisor for PhD, for people that want to go into academics, stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, next year I'm planning a workshop in Ghana. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be interested or if you want to contribute or anything, but it's going to be a workshop for women in STEM.
Okay.
And so it's just going to be like a skill building workshop. So there's going to be like different sessions where they can build their skills in like scientific writing, or even just like how to apply abroad, how to look for supervisors, how to give like good oral presentations, like skills like that.
Well, that's nice. Are you going to do it in person or it's going to be an online?
I'm going to do it in person. So I'm planning to go there with a few people. And I've already teamed up with an NGO as well in Ghana.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity for us too. We don't mind doing it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys would want to like contribute or like anything, but we're still like in the beginning stages of planning. So I can like let you guys know when things are established.
I'll be so happy to do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So once again, my name is Esther. It's nice talking to you. So when we are
Yeah, and
done, I'm going to post it and you'll see
okay,
our
perfect.
conversation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So do have a nice day. Over here, it's night, so
Yeah. Okay, we'll have a good night.
bye.
Okay, bye.